Welcome to the Comic Watchtower. I'm Ramon Pinheiro. It's Mr. CE Avengers. Mrs. CE Avengers here back again with us, Ramon Pinheiro. And now we have our friend Nick joining us. So we have the trio together. We're going to be talking on an in-depth, spoiler-filled review of Doctor Strange. Stop making fun of me. So here we go. So in the beginning, we're going to kind of talk about the movie, and then we're also going to compare it to Marvel's Doctor Strange movie that they had, which was a animated version. So what did you guys think of the movie? Let's start with that.
Which one, the regular or animated?
The regular.
I definitely don't recommend seeing that movie in 3D if you get motion sickness. That's the first step.
I mean, I had my short minute review. It was okay. Nothing great. I keep reading online that it's one of the best origin stories yet for Marvel, and I absolutely don't agree at all. It was just okay.
Just okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'd probably agree. If you look at the origin story comparative to their animated one, I'd definitely say that the animated one would have brought much more to the market. But if you look at it right now, gross sales are reaching about
500 million.
500 million local.
Mm-hmm.
And then, well, this is the U.S., of course, so it's local to the U.S. And then worldwide, it's $988 million. So it's poised to be one of the highest grossing comparative to Marvel Civil War, but it's still short of Ultron, Avengers 2 right now. But the movie itself, if you look at it, is doing, excellent, though, like everybody else said, the movie is not really up to par where we would want to see it as an origin story. So
I think a lot of reasons why people are seeing this movie is because of the effects that come with it. No other movie has had those type of special effects in it, I feel.
Well, I mean, Inception did.
Yeah, Inception.
It's kind of like Inception, but I think just a lot of people do drugs. It's really fun.
We don't think people do drugs.
Yeah, if you're gonna see it in IMAX 3D, that's definitely the way to see it if you want to get the full immersive version.
And
but
take a Dramamine before you go
as Nick
see it.
said in his minute review, which I'm gonna put at the end of the video, I wouldn't see it on any type of extracurricular activities of the adult fashion.
No.
Okay.
Or you can.
Or not.
We don't recommend it.
Say no to drugs.
So now going through the video of the movie itself, kind of going, what did you guys see as Easter eggs going through the movie? It wasn't a lot.
There were a few. There was the hint at possibly Captain Marvel's origin with the woman that got struck by lightning. So.
And then they also had, supposedly this is a theory, that Rhodey was the guy with the spinal injury.
It might not be, though, because that took place way before Civil War.
So they're saying.
Yeah. So I don't think that technically was Rhodes. It would make sense, but if you look at the timeline, that beginning part's supposed to take place way before Civil War.
Mm-hmm.
So.
See, the only thing I find weird is that, like, once we get to the end, you'll understand, but he actually starts talking to one of the Avengers in the end credits. So I think, I don't know what they don't give you kind of like a time frame at which he's in the temple and how long he's training for. But he kind of gives I have a photographic memory, I can remember all this stuff, and it kind of is like building up to it. But pretty much most of the movie was him breaking down a wall. I mean, I don't know.
I would probably guess that most of the movie takes place way before Winter Soldier. And that's why they were able to mention Stephen Strange in Winter Soldier and not think anything of it.
Mm-hmm.
Because they knew that he existed at that point and he had powers.
Okay. So, I mean, movie-wise, it's a short origin. Really, more the effects itself were what gave the movie its how do you say, like, its enthusiasm as wanting to go see it. But as a Marvel movie, I don't really think of it because I mean there wasn't a lot of superheroes there, but I mean usually he's on his own anyway.
I definitely think before you see Doctor Strange, if you haven't seen it yet, you should see the animated movie first, because that gives you more of a backstory why he has that sarcastic attitude that wasn't really given in the movie.
Yeah, in the movie they tried to make him a jokester, which he really isn't.
Right.
But they also tried to make his jokes relevant to a younger crowd,
Mhm.
which was another thing that bothered me.
I.e. the Beyonce references.
Yeah, I mean, they could have, instead of using Beyonce as a nickname for Wong, he could have called him Cher, and then when he was listening to music, instead of it being Single Ladies, have it be Turn Back Time, because that would have connected everything.
Mhm.
Yeah. That's
The
Eye of Agamotto.
Yeah, Agamotto. Yeah. So speaking of the Eye of Agamotto, that's another Infinity Stone.
Infinity Stone.
So now that's how many now? We have 5.
We got 5.
Yeah, so we got
So
one more to
that
go,
last
and
one.
we also have Guardians of the Galaxy 2
Volume two.
and the Black Panther
Yep.
before
Which
Infinity Wars.
I would probably guess it's the Soul Gem left, right?
I believe. No, well, I think the Soul Gem is supposed to be on Vision, no? Or is that the Mind Gem?
I believe it's the Mind Gem.
Yeah, so we have one in the air somewhere.
I think it's the Soul Gem,
So-
which that would make sense for it to appear in Black Panther, because the soul of the Black Panther traveled down
Yeah.
the
So,
lineage. So
so that would definitely work. Now, the other Easter egg that they had was the staff that actually Wong had was one of Doctor Strange's known weapons.
mhm.
Off the top of my head, I can't remember what the name was, but you don't remember?
No.
Well, I'll list it in the video in case everybody wants to reference it. But that was also another Easter egg as I was reading through the comments. We did get a hint of Dormammu, which, you know, it kind of made him bigger. It kind of made him more of a Galactus type of
Well, it was the quantum realm, so he can
Yeah.
take
any shape.
yeah.
I think
any
they-
form technically.
But in the animated movie, they show him so much more.
In the animated movie, they showed him in the sky, and then they brought him down in a specific body.
Hmm.
So, I mean, I wouldn't see them doing that for the first movie, but later on down the line,
In the animated, it kind of more reminded you of Satan in Supernatural. He keeps jumping bodies like that
Yeah.
type of thing. You know what I'm
I
saying?
watched Supernatural.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, you're missing out. Well, at least not in the last 2 seasons, but the beginning of those, yes. But you know, he made him way bigger than life, and then they had like the Groundhog's Day going on and on as they are Dormammu, I want to make a bargain, you know, and it's like, okay, you're bargaining chip, and then you just die, and then you just die, and you just die. I think it was kind of a little bit longer played on. I understand what they were trying to do, that he was stuck in time, but which is a spoiler, by the way.
Was that the last part of the movie?
Yeah, so
I missed that part. Sorry, that's why I don't know what he's talking about.
so yeah, so basically what happens is you're gonna keep going through that groundhog type of image, and you know he keeps dying. Big whoop. It wasn't very dramatic. There was no battle or anything like that. Like he blocks a couple of times, but it didn't really like give you that.
Yeah, it wasn't a huge climactic ending that you would assume would happen. It was just kind of repetition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Caecilius and the 2 people that he's with, his minions, do become what everybody's kind of saying is the mindless ones of Dormammu, which are basically just beings that are like look like big putty people with a red eye across their head. And that's what, you know, people are speculating that they turned into once they got sucked into the quantum realm.
I'm really upset that they kind of wasted Mads Mikkelsen.
Mhm.
He's such an incredible actor. To just kind of throw him away like that it's just Marvel failing again on their villains.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, the biggest thing is there wasn't like even the basic fights that Doctor Strange had, it was like he was fumbling through the whole movie. And that's kind of like how we feel. Like if he's going to be an origin to a superhero, at the end he should become the like superhero kicking butt and taking names.
I mean, technically, in that mid-credit scene, I feel like that was like a few years after the end of the fight with Dormammu, and he has more confidence in him as he's sitting there and talking to Thor, which is where it went. The
So
mid-credit scene.
that's end scene 1.
Yeah, I don't even remember what happened.
The second one was what is his name?
Baron Mordo. Yeah, that's right.
Mordo. So Mordo in the second scene finally takes his role as the villain and starts sapping the power away from people misusing magic, because he was more of the person that's kind of like idealistic with magic. You're not supposed to cross these bounds, and now he's kind of taking it back.
Now he's like the Highlander.
Yeah.
It could only be
Yeah, it can only be one. That's right. So those are the 2 credit scenes. Is the first one being that he's talking to Thor and they're trying to find Odin.
Or was it Thor?
Or was it Thor? And he's trying to find Odin, and he's like, you got to go and find Odin, but he's also, my brother's looking for him too, so we have to stop him. So Loki's coming back. But remember, in the end of Thor 2, Odin was taken out of the picture by Loki. So it could be Loki as Odin trying to disappear somewhere.
Or it's Loki as Thor talking to Doctor Strange.
And trying to get him into the mix. I mean, those are 2 different theories.
Setting
So
a trap.
yeah, we'll see how that goes and plays out.
Or trying to get the time stone.
Oh yeah.
To let him get his guard down and take it.
Okay. I mean, and that was another thing. Like all of a sudden, he just picks up the Agamotto and just boom, he knows how to do the spells. I think it was a little bit more like they should have had.
He was reading the books before, and he's got a photographic memory, so.
I think they should have played more with him playing with the magic. I mean, that like he just automatically picked up that book.
It was definitely an 80s montage.
Yeah.
Just reading the book, so they're like, I got it.
Yeah. It just didn't fit with us. I mean, I don't know. I mean, you guys might have some other opinions. You want to leave it down below, that'd be great. So that way we could kind of get an idea of where you guys thought Doctor Strange should have been, or that you love the movie. Let us know. There's a lot of fans out there, so you guys definitely got to voice your opinions.
I don't think it was a bad movie.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to say it was horrible.
I mean, I definitely didn't think it would do 988 million worldwide.
I didn't think.
I didn't think it would do that much.
Yeah.
I honestly thought that Ant-Man would have done more, because I thought that Ant-Man was really good. In my opinion, for origin stories, the top 2 would be obviously Iron Man 1, and then I thought Ant-Man would come in as 2, not considering Guardians of the Galaxy.
Or Iron Man?
I said
Iron Man
1 being
Oh,
the
Are you
first.
talking about Captain America?
Yeah, I was thinking Captain America.
I wasn't a huge fan of the first Captain America movie.
Really?
It was just okay.
I think that was like one of the best origins in my book, other than Iron Man.
There were a lot of montages in that, which was.
I know, but it kind of built up to the character of who he is. I think like Ant-Man was very comical. Don't get me wrong. I loved Ant-Man.
Yeah, Ant-Man was good.
I don't think it was at the level, because I mean, other than them getting rid of the Red Skull, I think they built that movie up really well, because it followed the comic very closely, and how he gets trapped in ice and all that stuff. Nobody's seen Captain America, the first one.
If you haven't seen the first Captain America movie,
you're probably not watching this video.
I was just gonna say, who hasn't seen that?
So
We have it. You can borrow it.
I have
Yeah.
3 copies of it. I'm not kidding.
So I mean,
Wait a minute. Were they gifts, or did somebody buy?
No,
Did everybody buy you books? I mean, copies.
I bought the Blu-ray DVD combo when it came out,
All
so
right.
that's 2 copies.
Well, that's only one copy. You're
because
buying
you
it one. You're not buying 2. That's one.
But you have the DVD and you have the Blu-ray version.
Okay, but it came in one box.
And then I bought the Phase 1 box set.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah, that would make sense.
Which I
Okay.
still need to buy the Phase 2, but I'm poor, as I've mentioned.
We're gonna have a GoFundMe for Nick so he could buy Phase 2.
If you want to buy me Phase 2, that's awesome.
So
and a GoFundMe for Ray's Shield, which is
oh yeah. Has anybody seen the
$49.99?
Marvel Legends Captain America shield? Put it in the
Available
comments below.
at Toys R Us.
or Best Buy or
Well, the one at Best Buy
Walmart.
was like
There's
$9.99.
yeah, but there's one for $300 at Walmart. I don't know why Walmart's carrying a $300 shield, but it looks like
You
amazing.
probably can't buy it there. You probably have to get it only online.
Yeah, and they also have an Iron Man, and we're not. This is not branded, so don't worry. But they also have an Iron Man one that has like little sound effects, and it's an actual mask that goes over your face, which is pretty awesome too.
I was looking online the other day and someone posted a full Iron Man suit for sale. I'm like,
How much is that?
it's like they were trying to sell it for $2,500. I'm like, it's not gonna
If I had
sell
the
at
money,
a yard sale
I'd
site.
buy it.
It's not a yard sale site.
Plus, it was just like gloves for the hands.
Oh, no,
like
no.
hammy.
Yeah, no. How are they gonna build the whole suit and then?
And it was the one with the.
We're getting off track.
Sorry.
The one with the triangle for the arc reactor.
Uh-huh.
I'm just like, nah.
Yeah.
Meh.
So that's our little review of Doctor Strange. Movie, like I said, was not bad. Everybody else agree?
It was a good movie.
It was enjoyable. It's just okay.
It was good. It wasn't like, oh, I would never want to see that again. I'd definitely watch it again. Just
Yeah.
not in IMAX or 3D.
So they had the cloak of levitation. We had.
Which was such a huge character. It was great.
I know. Actually, that was actually more
It was-
funny than Doctor Strange was in the whole
Yes.
movie. So I mean, especially when he's slapping the guy around.
Is Doctor Strange really supposed to be a comic person?
No.
I don't feel that. I feel that they should have left that alone with Deadpool.
Yeah.
I want to see him be more sarcastic, not funny.
Yeah.
Because if the character in the animated series, he was so like angry, and I like that about him.
He had grit.
Yeah, and that was because of his sister, which they didn't even mention in this movie at all.
Yeah, so like if you look at the animated one, they do get a little bit more in depth in his background information.
Why he becomes a doctor.
Yeah, why he becomes a doctor, why is he so stern? And you know, even there he shows the arrogance. Don't worry, I'm going to become your doctor
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like that. Other than that, I mean, Mordo is a villain in that comic.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't even use Caecilius.
Yeah, at all.
Baron Mordo was just being controlled by Dormammu.
Yeah, and they had different supporting characters that were all there, and they actually were battling with Doctor Strange. We kind of built up a story about, you know, where he came from and how he learned everything, and kind of built up, you know, why he started to realize that magic does exist and whatnot. It kind of gives you more of a reality than the actual live action one. So.
And the only other thing that I wanted to look into to see if they had someone cast was if they cast someone as Dormammu, and Benedict Cumberbatch did the voice and the motion capture for it. So I'm wondering if they'll continue that route and have him play both roles, which would kind of be awesome since Dormammu's kind of a reflection of who he is.
Make like a clone like body for him when he's facing each other.
No, not like he's like a
shadow
fighting
version
himself, but it's kind of cool to see that reflection of the actor playing that character also playing his villain. I don't know. I thought that was kind of cool.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't even know that he did the voice for him. Oh,
Yeah, I had
cool.
to look it up because.
Yeah, it was pretty. But I mean, you know, there's other things that we could talk about Doctor Strange, but those were the main points. You know, comparative to the comic version or the animated version of the movie, it definitely fell short. But for the people that don't know anything about Doctor Strange, I guess they would kind of enjoy this movie, being that it's the first one. I mean, it does remind you of the Inception. You know, that was a really big thing, which could have been an awesome fight scene, by the way. And they kind of just fell short on there because all they were doing is basically running and sliding and all that different stuff. I was like, they could have definitely been like awesome fights in there. But I mean, what do you
I
got?
think that was more for the special effects to show those because they were really good special effects.
Yeah, it would. I think it would have been too much if you're supposed to be focusing on the characters and the background changing. It would have been, you wouldn't have been able to focus properly.
It was hard enough to focus as it was.
All right. So that's our look at Doctor Strange. You know, follow us, subscribe to us. I'm going to put the buttons up at the end of the video. We're also going to put on the video our other video for Nick's non-spoiler review, so that way you guys can take a look at that as well. signing off. This is
And
the.
wait, we also have an Instagram at the Comic Watchtower.
Oh yeah.
Follow us on Instagram too.
And Facebook.
And feel free to leave comments or tag us in pictures. If you have questions, let us know there as well.
We also have a MySpace.
Who has MySpace? Do you still have a MySpace?
It's probably floating around there somewhere.
Yeah?
I don't
no,
think I
mine's
deleted
gone.
So
It'd be nice to see pictures from 2002.
In your background?
So like Joan said, make sure you follow us on Instagram and on Facebook, the Comic Watchtower. This is the Comic Watchtower, letting you guys know that we have your comic book news.